Danganronpa V3, Trial 6. No exaggeration to say, this is one of the most hated endings in video game history. Hated so much that it actually split the fanbase in half, with half of the fanbase loving it to bits, and the other half despising it for one reason or another. But with this video, I intend to tell you all why you are wrong. I've already made a video on why this ending is hated, and I did specify I would be making a further video explaining why I love it, and also why everyone who hates it is wrong. And if you disagree, well, I don't.
I wish to retry a past case.
V3's final trial opens with a retrial of the first trial, which, by the way, is universally agreed to be an amazing trial, setting the tone of the game, subverting expectations, which, is very much in the same realm as lying, which is, what the game is about, primarily. So that fits, and it also fits because this trial is very much about lying, so opening up with your retrial of the first trial, which set that initial foundation, works really well thematically and structurally.
What if our vote was wrong?
Wrong?
Yeah, so in case you weren't believing that the mere concept of this retrial segment was enough to justify the themes, the mere fact that the outcome was a lie, yeah, it just heightens it even further, because not only was the first trial, kind of in that realm of lying because the woman who you thought the protagonist wasn't, she also wasn't the one who committed the murder in the first place. Well, ladies and gents, that then begs the question, who did commit the murder?
Hold on. This is all so sudden. I don't think I understand.
Yeah, it was the blue bitch.
It's just like Shuichi said.
No, not that blue bitch.
It's fictional.
Correct.
All of those events took place within a fictional world known as Danganronpa.
Why the fuck did she say it like that? It's pronounced Danganronpa, you fucking bitch.
Danganronpa.
Yeah, that's better, you fucking emo twink. Yeah, this is primarily the reason why people don't like this ending, as I covered in my video on why people don't like this ending. Yeah, it essentially fictionalizes the Hope's Peak saga, which essentially, I know that means nothing because it was fictional anyway, but it fictionalizes it in the universe of Danganronpa V3, which people didn't like. But I'm going to explain why it's actually really good, and I'm also going to explain why I'm right, so let's get into that.
So, this was all fake? Everything was made up?
Well, yeah, have you ever been on Wikipedia? You would know it's a work of fiction, you fucking stupid little bitch.
What number killing game is this? What season do you think we're on? You should be able to tell from the logo. Could this be the 53rd one?
Trapped in a fictional Danganronpa-inspired world and forced to play the killing game. That is what the world desired from you.
I see this segment of the ending as almost kind of an embodiment of the idea of morbid curiosity. When there's something that is so messed up, but because it's something you don't see often, you want to. That, like, deep down, you don't really want to see it because it's horrible, but there is a part of you that, because of the curiosity of it being something you feel like you shouldn't be seeing, you want to, if that makes sense. Humans are naturally curious creatures, and I think that's what this ending, well, this part of the ending even, is trying to say. Danganronpa is gory, bloody, horrifying, but that's why it's been allowed to go on for 53 seasons, because people know it's not something they should be seeing, but they're hooked on it like a drug because of the natural human curiosity. And even though something to this level is not prevalent in the real world, there are small elements on all corners of the world in different cultures and places that link very greatly to this, and I think it's interesting how they tackled it and how it actually links into the themes.
Why did I even survive this long?
This is fiction. There's no greater meaning.
That's where you're wrong, buddy. No, that's wrong!
Me? Everyone here? Everyone who died? Everything's a lie, right? Even if this is fiction, even if we're all fictional, the pain in my heart is real. The sadness I feel when I lose the people I love is real.
And that is exactly what makes this ending so powerful. There is no meaning to this fiction. That is exactly what the characters are told throughout. But the true meaning is the fact that Shuichi and the others felt all of this. Even if an outsider is telling them that all of it isn't real, all of it's fake, none of it matters, they're not going to fall into that same level of nihilism. Because at the end of the day, that's all this is. It's just a deeper level of, existence that Samugi is trying to push, a nihilistic attitude onto. Because at the end of the day, there is no meaning to life apart from the one you create yourself. And if these people who are merely real people that were turned into fictional characters are just that, but they still felt every single inch of it and had emotions about every single inch of it, then it was just as real to them as an experience of consciousness is to anybody else. And that, at the end of the day, is all that matters.
Despair! Oh, despair! I refuse to vote.
And that is the only way to win the killing game.
You really want the killing game to end?
Fine, be bored. We're not here for your entertainment.
This element of the trial also once again ties greatly back into that main theme of truth and lies, because both hope and despair are equally bad in this context, in the universe of V3, because regardless they cannot win. It doesn't matter which of the opposing ideologies they choose, the outcome is going to be the same. The killing game will continue, because their influence on this world does not matter. Regardless of what they say, the killing game is going to go on. Unless they just choose neither, having an even more impactful effect.
I said it's impossible! For fiction to change the real world!
The impossible is possible. All you gotta do is make it so.
You trying to make me cry, you fucking dickhead twink? The point of this segment is conveying the message that is ultimately the takeaway of Danganronpa V3. Fiction can have an amazing impact on reality, and that is exactly what they are trying to convey here. Fiction can spread ideologies, ideas in general, concepts, ways of life, and it spreads to the masses like nothing you would ever believe. Stories, films, shows, and novels created decades ago still have their impact on culture today. So many idioms, phrases, jokes, and ways of conveying oneself come from works of fiction because they have impacted culture and humanity so much because of what they're trying to say to you.
Together, we're gonna end Danganronpa!
I briefly said this in my video why people hate the ending, but fuck, that moment was so raw. Genuinely peak moment of the entire franchise right there. And just like that, fiction had an effect on reality. It's exactly what they're trying to tell you, it's exactly what they've been trying to push. Fiction and the ideologies and the mindsets and the ideas surrounding it can have an influence on real life people, and clearly it has, because it has changed the mindset of enough people within the Danganronpa V3 universe to shift the balance of power onto themselves, simply because of the way they outputted their minds. Danganronpa V3, despite being a game about truth and lies, is really about identity and personal strength, because that is ultimately what they pushed at the end of this game. The ability to use yourself and use your mindset to push it onto others and have an effect that ultimately benefits you and everybody else. And I think that's beautiful. It's a game about personal freedom, personal expression, finding meaning in what seems to be meaningless, and that is why I love Danganronpa V3's ending.